We know there are times where you want to be in the mood and ready for your special someone. Erectile dysfunction medication has been around for years and has helped so many men regain their confidence in the bedroom. But what about when you don't want your chub to pop, like during indoor class lectures? Hanging out with your grandma? Hanging out at your grandma's funeral? Or seeing Andrew Garfield in a movie and having to convince your girlfriend you definitely aren't attracted to him? If this is the case for you, then it's time to talk to your doctor about trying No Boner Riva, the newest anti-erection medication for the embarrassed and aroused man on the go. Tired of having to explain to that girl in English class that it's not because of her? Sick of not being able to wear sweatpants while watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Now just pop a couple of No Boner Rivas, and it doesn't matter how big Kim's ass is, you'll be as asexual as Paula Poundstone in an evangelical library.
Hi, I'm Dr. Phil, and I was given a lump sum of money to say that No Boner Riva is the greatest medical marvel to ever exist. When you don't want the snake to wake up next to the gopher hole, you have to pop a pill so you don't pop that chub. Take it from me, a dude that doesn't have a medical license but means well.
So talk to your doctor today about No Boner Riva and put an end to those ill-timed erections. Side effects include erections that are worse than you even started with, itching, sadness, loneliness, and missing Andrew Garfield. No Boner Riva. Erections be gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Short News Podcast with your host, Alex Mador.
What you're asking for has got a pound price.
Welcome back. Oh wow, already? What's up? Wow. Welcome back to the Short News Podcast. Wow, that was cool. All right, well, I hope you're all doing well. We're back to our normal grind here, and I want to apologize about last episode. The audio was just completely messed up, and I tried my best to salvage it. I really tried everything, but one of our mics was having an issue, and it was just the loudest humming that was impossible to get rid of. And sometimes that happens with cables, like with a bad cable or something. So hopefully that'll be fixed next time we have a guest. Because this is something I'm really bad at figuring out, but whatever. We're here now, and we can talk about stuff that we didn't get to talk about on Monday. So that's cool, right? Let me clear my throat and drink some coffee here. So it's been a pretty dramatic week for me in a couple ways. I've been getting completely roasted on the internet from every possible direction. On Twitter, there's this 70-year-old woman who replies to all my tweets with some really, really harsh things to say, and I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt a little bit. Sally. I posted a picture of my new haircut, and she was like, no comment. And I'm like, dude, you're commenting right now by saying this. But I deleted the picture because she was making me question if that picture is even worth sharing, or if everyone just thinks I look stupid. On top of that, I started posting videos on YouTube Shorts. It's kind of like the TikTok of YouTube. The first one that did really well was my Spider-Man with OCD skit. But then the other day I posted this clip of me doing an impression of Jordan Peterson crying over the idea of hardworking men. I thought nothing of it. I thought it would be a normal fucking video. People would think it was a silly little 15-second clip. But holy shit, I've never gotten that much hate on YouTube in my entire life. And I post whole podcasts on there. One comment said, "You're a piece of shit." Another was, "I don't judge books by their covers, but this guy looks like he hasn't worked a day in his life." And that one fucking bothered me. That one bothered me a lot because I've been working shitty jobs since I was 15. Also, I don't judge books by their covers, but I'm judging a book by its cover right now. Like, is my haircut that bad? Do I look that much like an SJW now? Maybe I didn't think about that. I'm like, I look completely like somebody that these conservatives would hate. You get an undercut side part, and all of a sudden, you're a target. I shit you not. Mercury leaves retrograde. All of a sudden, I cut my hair and people fucking hate me. And then other than that, people were commenting cringe, like a lot of cringe. And that kind of hurt. That kind of hurt. As someone who really believed that this joke would land. But you know what? This is a longer form media. We can make fun of Jordan Peterson here in more detail and get more hate from it probably. But this video of him crying has gone pretty viral. I've seen it on a couple other podcasts. I've seen them make fun of it. But it's our turn now. Okay? It's our turn now. How do I click this? Dude, Google Docs is so stupid. Holy shit. Sorry. Okay. Here we go.
We've met some of your fans, and we got the impression they were all male fans, that the ones that we talked to, and that they were struggling with their manhood, and that you give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
Not okay. Necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look.
What the hell are we gonna do without men? What are we gonna do without men?
Around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power.
You see all these men. You see these men. They're working on the railroad all their livelong day. They're working so hard. They're under the sewers with the Ninja Turtles, you know, where they live, and it's all smelly. All these men, they're hard working. And women, oh, women could not do this. Women couldn't do these jobs because I'm a man, and I know things.
Power lines in the storms and the rain.
In the storm. In rain or sleet or snow.
We're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works.
As though women aren't doing any of that. Okay.
In a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death. And often literally, and the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see, university professors.
Those people who should be most grateful, like women who can't do shit, in my opinion. Women, they can't do shit because I'm Jordan Peterson, and I think that men, they're the only ones that keep the infrastructure alive. I'm crying because look at all these men. Look at all these men.
Professors, especially of the social justice bent, who are among the most protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking.
These hardworking men. These so hardworking men. Look at them, big and strong, sweaty and soapy and wet. These big, strong men. Oh, so beautiful, big, strong men. These big bears, big, hairy bears that I love so much. Oh, I love them. He just goes, it just goes completely. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. I would never resort to such homosexualness. This man is a liar. He's not a real man. This Alex Mador. He's a shame to all of us Canadians, like himself. How dare he call himself half Canadian? He's not a man. These men, they're building the buildings, while these women, all they do is they put shit in the laundry. These men, these hardworking men, I'm gonna cry on camera for these hardworking men who are the most marginalized in the fucking like as though there is an attack on men.
Solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half.
He's crying. These working class men.
On a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works. And so a little gratitude for that is in order. And it's very
Why are you crying,
useful
dude?
to tell everyone, not just men, that they have an important role to play, necessary role, and that if they act properly and honestly and forthrightly, that they can put their lives together and they can help their families and they can make their communities better, and that's not toxic masculinity. That appalling phrase.
That appalling phrase, toxic masculinity. How dare they? How dare they say that rape is toxic masculinity? Rape is completely okay in my world because a man just has to spread his seed. That's just the man thing to do. And women, they get mad because they don't realize that in my world they're objects. That is what they don't realize, and I'm crying over it because toxic masculinity is not real. I watched this Gillette commercial where they show a trans man shaving, and I lost my shit. Because I was like, Dave Chappelle would not like this. He would not like this, and I don't either.
It's what keeps the world going round.
What keeps the world going?
If it made any sense, we'd understand that instead of doing everything at every possible moment to label what we have in the West as oppressive and patriarchal and fundamentally predicated on power of all the insane propositions.
When they tell us to stop raping women, I think it's preposterous. I think that women should be treated like objects because that is the way it's been for so long, and I don't know any other world. Somehow I was a professor at McGill. Everybody there hates me. Oh. So then I made this video clowning on him. It's privated now because I'm a coward, and like I got ratioed and people were being fucking horrible on it, and it was just like I needed to get rid of it. These men, these hard-working men, working on the railroad all day, all the livelong day. So many hardworking men. Alright, so I guess it wasn't that good. Like, it was pretty cringe. Now that I'm looking back, okay. I could do a better version where it's actually, like, scripted. So I was, like, drunk or high or something. I was like, so many men, so many hardworking men, and they're not being allowed to rape and pillage. Why? Why does the 21st century have to be so woke? So woke. Kermit the Frog here, and I want to say that women are objects. But so yeah, people hated it. They were so mad at me. And I understand why. Peterson is talking about toxic masculinity and defends traditional male roles all the time, which a lot of conservative men admire and worship about him. But these are such outdated ideas. Peterson originally gained prominence because of a confrontation after one of his lectures at his college that he was working at involving trans students and people defending trans students who were protesting Peterson's views on a potential law in Canada that would require proper use of pronouns when addressing people. Of course, a lot of hateful people then linked themselves onto Jordan, and now he's the champion of conservative men, and they worship him. But he, look at him, he's a fucking crybaby. That's not very manly if you ask me. Crying is kind of for pussies. He's like literally crying about men working hard because women have the audacity to call out men for their transgressions. Peterson is an interesting character. I used to watch a lot of his lectures in college because I didn't understand why so many people admired him. And I still don't. He's just wrong about a lot of things that he talks about, and the people who follow him are toxic as fuck because they want him to continue to reinforce and justify their shitty beliefs and actions for them. And it's a bad situation. But of course, Jordan isn't the only one who does this. There's plenty of people on the right wing who want to preserve what they know as manhood. It's really unfortunate because they're preventing us from moving forward as a society. These expectations for men are really dangerous and have been dangerous. Toxic masculinity is a huge problem, and it influences men to do horrible things and justify those horrible things. Look at fraternity bro culture on college campuses and how fucked up that is, the whole thing. So I don't know, like I wish Jordan Peterson and people like him would be more mindful of that as opposed to being so old school about these things. But whatever, man, like people are going to get mad at me for saying these things, but it needs to be said. These are the same people who have no problem with what Dave Chappelle said in his most recent comedy special. Obviously, you know, people like Chappelle, people that support Chappelle, or not people that support Chappelle, but these people defending those things in the special believe in antiquated ideas. People like that were showing up as counter-protesters yesterday or 2 days ago outside of the Netflix headquarters and picking fights with people standing up for trans people. Picking up for Dave Chappelle, saying he's a trans exclusionary radical feminist is a really bad look, in my opinion. Do I think Chappelle should be taken off the platform? No. I think he's a really talented, funny guy. I've always loved his work, and the least Netflix could do is put a disclaimer at the beginning of the show clarifying and fact-checking the incorrect things that Dave says about gender. Am I an expert when it comes to gender studies? No, but I understand how dehumanizing it is to refuse to acknowledge or respect somebody's identity, whether you agree with them or not. So that's what's going on when it comes to gender issues. Now we're moving on to issues that should not even be issues. So we have some body issue stuff going on. The body positivity community has kind of become body negativity in a way. This reporter, this insane, self-absorbed, tone-deaf fucking reporter writes this article, and thinks it's such a bright idea to share it with the world on Slate, a major news source, and tweets the article on her verified account. So this ass, because that's what she is, Shannon Palace, tweets, "I wrote something I've been grappling with all week." And the article title is, "I'm a little bummed that Adele lost weight." And the whole article is her being mad that Adele lost weight because she still wants Adele to be fat so she can feel good about herself and her own heaviness. And I'm glad I wasn't the only person to go in on her for doing this. Plenty of people with common sense replied. A lot of them were pretty fucking mean, much meaner than me. Like, you don't have to tell someone to kill themselves because of this, but it's definitely important to call them out for literally shaming someone for bettering themselves. Adele lost weight so she could live longer, be healthy, feel better about herself. And Shannon here wants to make her feel guilty for doing those things. Adele worked her ass off to be healthy. So who the fuck are you to be writing about how you're grappling with someone else's weight loss? Like it's your thing to fucking grapple with. Maybe grapple with a salad or a pull-up bar instead of grappling with this shit. The fact that she thought this was an okay article to write, proofread, and publish is insane to me. I'm mad that someone made healthy decisions because I myself can't bring myself to do the same. Get some help. Get some help. You need it. Imagine being that entitled to someone else's health and accomplishments. Someone that is not even in your life. That's insane. That's crazy. Get a grip. So this lady has taken some time off Twitter, which is probably for the best. You should probably also delete the article. You should definitely delete the article, Shannon. The fact that you haven't shows how you think, how you don't think you're out of line at all for this, which is fucking wrong. Have we gone to a point where we're shaming people for being healthy? Fat Twitter needs to stop. Body positivity isn't shaming someone for losing weight. I'm sorry to tell you, but being obese isn't healthy. If you want to lose your legs to diabetes, be my guest. But don't attack people for bettering themselves. You're not in a place to do that. Speaking of attacking, I posted a meme on Reddit over the weekend, which gained thousands of likes and 500 angry comments, causing a non-stop debate between anti-vaxxers and actual smart people. The meme got disabled by the mods, so good luck finding it. It was on the most controversial, but I still have the top comments. We can go over those and make fun of some angry anti-vaxxers. Let's see here. Redirecting to Reddit. Come on, Reddit. Load. Okay. So, the meme is, it's that Eric Andre meme where he's at the gate and he's like, "Let me in! Let me in!" And the gate is fun shit requiring vaccines, and Eric Andre is anti-vaxxers. 90% upvote rate. So that's pretty good. But so I'm going to sort by controversial. And let's see where this goes. Okay, so we got expand. I don't know how Reddit really works. There's a difference between anti-vaxxers and people who don't want specifically the COVID vaccine because it's not safe. Who said the COVID vaccine isn't safe? I would love to know who, other than people like Steve Bannon and weirdo anonymous people on Telegram, are saying that the COVID vaccine is not safe, because every valid source is saying it's safe. Theirs does not count. I could go on VAERS today, right now, and say, oh, I got the COVID vaccine, and it made my dick massive. Just huge. Just I can't go anywhere because it's just huge. It's like a tail coming out the front. It's a problem. People step on it everywhere. I could literally write that in the VAERS database, and no one would check it. No one would vet it. It would just be there, and some idiot like this would be like, see, the COVID vaccine isn't safe. It's not safe. I'm not anti-vax. I'm just anti-COVID vax. No, you're anti-vax. If you're against this vaccine, then you are anti-a vaccine. You are anti-vax. You fucking idiot. Someone said, no, there isn't. The definition of anti-vaxxer is someone who opposes the use of vaccines. So yes, you are in fact an anti-vaxxer. Let's see what their response was. I have all my other vaccinations. I'm anti-COVID vaccine because it isn't safe. They're just repeating their fucking bullshit point. And then someone goes, billions have had the jab. Thousands of scientists have worked on it and studied it. Dozens of governments around the globe have approved it, all of which has continuously shown the vaccine's safety. How can you possibly think it's unsafe? And then someone else, how is it not safe? You just claim stuff and don't back it up, or at least like explain what you mean. And the argument keeps going. So someone else, except you need to wear a mask and act like you're unvaccinated. Lol. The only time to take vaccine is when it makes you immune. I believe a study actually came out yesterday that, or another study, sorry, because there's so many fucking scientific studies that come out these days that say that getting the vaccine actually does indeed reduce, if not, it doesn't completely get rid of, because no vaccine is 100% effective, but it does reduce the spread of the virus. They have factual evidence also that unvaccinated people are the majority of hospitalizations related to COVID this year, this month, right now. The reason we still need to wear masks and act like we're unvaccinated, lol, is because of people like you who won't get the vaccine because you think it's supposed to just make you completely immune. Do we live in I Am Legend? You can just run into the fucking zombies and they won't bite you? You think that that's what this is? You're completely immune? No, dude. You can fight it off better. You won't fucking die or be intubated. That's what the vaccine does. And oh, I'm sorry, it's not the magical end-all 100% effective that you're looking for, dude. That's not black magic. You got someone else saying COVID was very likely made in a lab for just this purpose. What would people be gaining off of a virus like this? Off of making a virus like this? I really. And then he calls the vaccine mass-produced and marketed snake oil. Literally just uneducated fucking idiots. And then someone saying, wait and see in 5 years when you see the effects of the vaccine. Dude, when the polio shot happened, people weren't saying this. People weren't complaining about this. Wait in 5 years and see what happens. You know why? Because in 5 years, they were alive and not dead from polio. You fucking idiot. This person's response to them, sure, after over 1 billion people vaccinated, we will hear in 5 years about the side effects. Did you think of this yourself or just parroting shit from right-wing media where the hosts are actually vaccinated but still tell their viewers/readers not to vaccinate? Yes, there are side effects, but compared to what the virus can cause, it's minuscule. And there are well-established treatments for other diseases with way harsher side effects. And yes, compare me to people who want to kill groups when I just don't give a fuck if people that are a threat to the health of society live or die. Holy fuck, Get some fresh air in your head. I don't care if you go for a walk or do so or just crack your head open. Holy fuck, are you dumb? He says, unironically quoting his own side's rhetoric. This dude was all over the comments. It was insane. This one dude. I'm not going to expose who he is just because that would be just really, really fucking bad. I don't want to, is that like doxing? Alright, I see him all over this fucking comment thread. This dude is insane. Same dude telling me I haven't touched grass in years. That's so stupid. Same motherfucker goes to me, play political games, win political prizes, Abe Washington. And then I go, damn, anti-vax homies out here mixing up their presidents. Abe Washington, like, who the fuck is that? Sounds like you mixed up two presidents, you idiot. Fuck you. Haha, alright, that was good. Fine riposte, sirrah. What the fuck does that mean, dude? What the fuck does that mean? And then someone, it would be funny if anti-vax meetings required vaccines. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. You're right. That would actually be great. Someone else, main character syndrome, simply won't let them shut the fuck up. And we need to hear about their very important struggles at the mall. Yeah. I can't go into my favorite store because they make me wear a mask. I want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, but they won't let me because I won't put a fucking cloth over my face. I won't get a vaccination. I won't do anything that's good for society. Found this comment by sorting by controversial. Boy, this meme pissed people off. Damn. I made historically one of the most controversial memes on Reddit, on the meme sub, and I got multiple awards. Someone gave me Reddit Gold for this. I have a month free of Reddit, Reddit Premium because of them. So thank you to that person. That was really cool. Ad-free Reddit experience. Cool. Very cool. Anyways. Like, isn't that just insane, though? Like, dude, I don't know what we're gonna do. There's so many people that believe these psychotic things. I don't know where they're getting their information from, but as you can see, anytime you show them facts backed by statistics and research, they'll just say, it's funded by the elite. And shut the fuck up. That means nothing, you paranoid schizo. The people with money have the funding and resources to do the studies and get the data. Like, no fucking shit the elite are going to be the ones that do the studies, you dumbass. Sloppy Joe, the homeless guy on the street living in Times Square, jerking off into a tin can of spare change, isn't going to be doing research. He doesn't have the ability or the means to do so. No shit. People with the ability to do the research are going to be the ones that do the research. And if these idiot English majors even understood the basics of the scientific method, they would realize that the things they're saying are completely false. They just claim every scientist is lying and that the evidence isn't falsified. Everything is falsified to them. They don't even know how to spell peer-reviewed. They don't even know what peer-reviewed means. They don't even know what words mean in general. They're never going to get the vaccine, and that's not good for any of us. Because that means we're going to have a really tough time getting out of this pandemic. Because of these fools. The Constitution doesn't give you the right to be so stupid that you endanger everyone else in society. But that's what these fuckfaces are getting away with. We need this shit to stop. And of course, Biden and his administration aren't doing enough, in my opinion, to get these people to get the vaccine. If you're unvaccinated and come to the ER with COVID, you should not be allowed into the hospital. That would be the first major solution to our problem. Unvaccinated COVID patients are still taking up hospital beds, and I know people firsthand who have been rushed to the ER for unrelated but urgent issues and have not been able to be helped because of all the idiots who didn't think to get vaccinated, or who refused to get vaccinated, who are now intubated and wasting space, time, and resources of our healthcare system. We're screwed if something doesn't change soon. Anyways, fuck, man. Fuck. I am very frustrated. I talk about in most of my therapy sessions, I talk about how stupid people are being. It's just driving me insane. All right, so we we have an update on Brian Laundrie potentially. Authorities have found his belongings in the woods, along with human remains that might be his. And it looks like they even have his Spotify listening history now. He was listening to some really sad music, is what they found. Like some dark shit. We don't know a lot else, though. They're going to run tests. And we'll most likely know in a couple of days whether or not the remains are actually him. We know that Petito died by strangulation. And now Laundrie's potential remains showing up leads a lot of people to think that he killed himself. But I also saw someone I know thinking he got eaten by an alligator, and holy shit, that would be such karma if that was the case. But we don't know yet. We're only speculating based on what we've seen, what we've heard. But I'm sure we'll find out more in the coming days on that one. And I'll talk about it. Yeah. Now we move on to politics. Politics. Our favorite senator, Ted Cruz, has appeared once again on Fox News yesterday to complain about the Biden administration once again. So, it is time to make fun of the man for complaining about immigration when Joe Biden is planning on bringing back the Remain in Mexico deal, which Ted Cruz loves jerking off to all the time. So what are you mad about, dude? I'm already getting mad. He hasn't even opened his stupid mouth yet.
Ted Cruz responding to all of this open borders chaos. He has a new bill. It would establish a new port of entry in Democratic-led communities like North Hero, Vermont, where Bernie Sanders spends his summers in one of his multiple houses, or Martha's Vineyard, where Democrats...
One of his multiple houses. How many houses do you have, Sean Hannity? You look like a landlord. You literally look like a landlord that doesn't let black people rent from him. That's what you look like.
Elites host their cocktail parties where Barack Obama had, remember that big massless birthday party. Here to explain more, Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Senator, welcome back. The fact that they're doing it at 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning pretty much proves what we've always known, that they're not. You get special preferential treatment if you don't respect our laws, our borders and sovereignty, no COVID tests, no vaccine.
Biden administration transporting illegal migrants to New York and Florida on secret flights, New York Post finds. All right, well, New York Post is pretty much the National Enquirer of newspapers. So, cool. I don't really care what they find. Also, why does that matter? Why do Sean Hannity and Ted Cruz care so much about people trying to come into the country for a better life? They don't care about European immigrants. They don't. Why is it Mexican and Haitian immigrants that are such a problem to these pundits and idiots on Fox News? They can't answer that because they know the answer is fucking racism.
Mandate, and you get free transportation to whatever state they're going to send you to in the dark of night. Now, to me, that's law breaking. To you, what's the solution?
Well, look, you're exactly right. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris.
Well, look, Sean, here I am. I'm sitting here outside my house because my wife won't let me in because I smell like sadness and depression and disgrace all the time. I tried multiple deodorants. I've tried multiple deodorants, Sean, and I found that none of them work. I still smell like disgrace. My dog, my little tiny dog, Snowflake, he has tried to kill me multiple times because he can smell disgrace.
Have a political problem, and their political problem is their policies on the border have produced an absolute catastrophe, absolute chaos. 2 million people expected to cross illegally this year, and you've got children being physically assaulted, sexually assaulted. You have women being raped. You have COVID positivity rates at the...
That's literally happening here in the United States already. So, are you going to do anything about that? Why are you not complaining about that? What happened to America first, dude?
The Biden cages in South Texas, the COVID positivity rates when I was last down there 3-4 weeks ago were 24%. And they have no solution because they've made a promise to the radical open borders left that they won't enforce the law. So their only answer is hide it. And so there's a reason why you're seeing flights at 2:30 in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning, because they want to hide it, and they're counting on the corrupt corporate media to be complicit in covering it up. And it's why I introduced the bill you just referenced. It's called the Stop the Surge Act, and it's very simple. All it does is it creates 13 new ports of entry. So right now, those 2 million illegal aliens, most of them are coming to the state of Texas.
You see, I got my idea. I got my idea while I was playing this game on my porn iPad. Because I have a work iPad and I have a porn iPad. But see, the pornography iPad, I also use it for this game. This game called Clash of Clans. So where I got my idea is, in this game, you fortify your fortress was what you do. And what I did was I spent a lot of my hard-earned senator money on fortifying this place because I'm impatient. I'm impatient and I just wanted to be OP. So I fortified it. I added 14 different ports of entry where I put cannons so that barbarians could not get into my shit. You see what I'm saying, Sean? That is what I want to do. I want to make the United States, specifically Texas, Clash of Clans. I don't know how many in-app purchases it's going to take to do it, but I want to do it.
This is my home state. I said, well, look, if it's okay, if you're fine with 2 million illegal immigrants, let's send them to where you like to hang out. And so the 13 ports of entry that my bill creates are Block Island, Rhode Island, Greenwich, Connecticut, Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Damn, that is like, what are you doing to Greenwich, Connecticut? So I've targeted multiple nice areas that I think are white enough to feel the wrath, because I think they will not be able to tolerate people of color, because I personally cannot tolerate people of color. So I'm punishing these people. I think I'm punishing them when they will just make lifelong friends and learn more about each other than they've ever learned before in their lives and become more tolerant of one another's differences. Whoops. Like, who's gonna be coming in to the country illegally through Greenwich, Connecticut? I'm sorry, but I just don't think that's gonna be, So I put a port of entry right outside of Joe Biden's Delaware home because I wanted him to feel it. I wanted him to feel it, the pain. Even though he probably doesn't even know what's going on today, what day it is. Then I put a port of entry in front of Alex Mador's house so that he can just be constantly bothered by noise Maybe Emilio and Eduardo will bother him. And finally, stop fucking my wife. Because I'm Ted Cruz and I have no testicles. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And they take advantage of that all the time. I don't know what to do, Sean. You know, this started out as a conversation about immigration. But I don't even. I'm in a very dark place, Sean. You can see by my depression beard, by the hair I have not dyed again. I have not re-dyed it because I just, this is depressed Teddy. My children, they don't call me Dad. They call me Ted. Sometimes they don't even call me Ted. They just go, that thing over there in the basement.
Massachusetts, Governor's Island, New York, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where Joe Biden likes to relax, Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Oh, I knew it. Did I not call it? That he was going to, I'll put it right where Joe Biden relaxes so he can watch them coming in. I told you he was going to target Biden's house. Right where Joe Biden is. I know where you live, Joe. I know where you live. I'm going to send the Mexicans over there during your Twitch stream, Joe. You know how they do SWAT-ins? Well, this one is called a... you know what? I don't have a good pun for that. I call it, no, I got nothing. Just don't even try, Alex. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
Newport, Rhode Island, Scarsdale, New York, Palo Alto, California, Yountville, California, which is, of course, where the French Laundrie is, where Gavin Newsom likes to party it up when he forces other people to shut down.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make all the Mexicans go to Gavin Newsom's house and see how he likes it. So when he goes and has drinks with his rich friends, then he has to also share with everybody else who's coming here illegally, because that's what happens. And nobody wants to share. Rich people hate sharing. Why is he just attacking, like... I mean, at least he's only, like, targeting rich liberals, you know? Because they got other shit going on. This isn't gonna affect them. Like, this isn't gonna do anything. Because the rich liberals are probably... Wait. So we're talking, like... Yeah, like, Newsom and people like him are not anti-immigration, as far as I'm concerned. You're targeting all these liberal areas without realizing that you're just opening up the borders more, dude. You're just doing the opposite of what... Oh, see, is Joe Biden is too open borders, so what we're going to do is we're going to add 14 more ports of entry. Because we're too open borders. So we're going to open more ports of entry. Does that make sense to anybody? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's some bullshit.
And like, a lot of us are really smart. I'm really smart.
Yeah, okay.
St. Helena, California, and as you mentioned, North Hero, Vermont, where Bernie Sanders has one of his vacations.
Who is illegally immigrating to Vermont? How is that even possible? They're coming in, they're skiing in, hella skiing in through the Vermont mountains. They're coming on without lift tickets. They're not paying for their lift tickets, Sean. Can you believe it? They did not pay for the season pass at the Stratton Mountain, but they're using it anyways. Can you believe it, Sean? Can you believe it?
Homes. And you know, Sean, you live in the craziness that is Manhattan. How exactly do you think the rich, stuck-up liberals in Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard would react if they saw 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 illegal aliens being dropped off week after week after week in the vineyard? You think Obama would welcome them?
who is who is Martha's Vineyard? Yeah, because they're just dropping off all the illegal immigrants in Martha's Vineyard. That's why Joe Biden is reinstituting the Remain in Mexico deal, something that Ted Cruz is a huge supporter of, which sends illegal immigrants, undocumented migrants, back to Mexico, even if they didn't come from Mexico. They just have to stay there. So that deal is coming back. I don't know what Ted is trying to accomplish with this. It's really just annoying. And it's also like, so what? The Democrats are supposedly open borders, right? I hope. And we're trying to reform immigration, right? I don't really see this as a big loss. I know, yeah, there are probably some liberal elite, like fucking bigots who are like, we don't want them in our areas. I get that, but fuck them. Fuck them. I don't like them. They're a bunch of billionaire losers who are hoarding the majority of the wealth while the rest of us struggle. It's not cool. So I don't really care what they think. And most people on the left who aren't rich liberals living in a mansion somewhere, like we don't care. We support immigration. You know? The people that don't, fuck them.
Into his party? Do you think they'd be thrilled with it?
Well, first of all, I don't live in New York City. I live outside of the city, and I try to hide as often as I can. That's point number one. Point number two, I mean, no, they don't want this in their backyard. And you're right. You know, why does your state of Texas now have to have your governor, Abbott, and I really sympathize with him because he's now up against the federal government that's aiding and abetting law breaking. Now he's going to take $3 billion of Texas taxpayer dollars to now try and build the wall and protect the people, the borders of Texas. But that's not his job.
Biden haven't they resumed building the wall? Let me see. Biden resumes wall. Critics in Texas say President Biden is going against his promises to halt construction of the Trump border wall. Biden administration resumes repairing wall. Dude, they're still building the fucking wall, you idiot. Governor Abbott doesn't need to do shit. They'll get to him. If they haven't got to him already, they will get to him. They're building the wall. Quietly, but they're building it. Just because they're not being like, we're keeping out the rapists, we're keeping them out. Some of them I assume are good people, but the wall, they can never get over the wall. Oh, the beautiful, big, beautiful wall. So great, such a great wall. Oh, I'm on Ambien, I can't see anything.
And then when people get into the country illegally, he doesn't have the authority to throw them out. He's trying to. He's going to court. He's called up the National Guard. Is there anything that he's missing? Because I don't see it.
Look, the fundamental problem is under our immigration law, it's the federal government that has the power to deport. And we've seen presidents that do a lousy job of that. Barack Obama did a lousy job of it. What we've never seen is...
Oh, you mean the deporter-in-chief? Dude, fuck you.
A president like Joe Biden that just absolutely refuses to do it, just defies federal law whole scale. And you know, let's take a community like Del Rio. We've been talking about Del Rio a lot lately. I was at Del Rio just a couple of weeks ago. Del Rio is a small town. The population of Del Rio is about 35,000. In one day, there were over 15,000 illegal immigrants, mostly from Haiti, one day under the bridge there in Del Rio. That's nearly half the population of the city. And I got to say, in response to my bill today, it's been fun seeing Democrats pull their hair out and explain why it's a terrible bill. You know, the governor of Rhode Island said, well, I can't say anything nice about this bill at all. All I can...
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I don't... Are Democrats really flipping out at this? Because I just think it's backwards. Like, I think, like, Ted is doing something good. Like, he's, like, enabling for undocumented migrants to be able to stay, right? And be moved to spread to different locations in the United States instead of being, you know, held together under a fucking bridge. So I don't, why is everyone up in arms? Again, like the elite rich Democrats are like, we don't want them coming to our vacation spots, so then fuck them. Then fuck them. They're a bunch of bitches. This is why I'll never be able to run for office, because someone will just clip this. Hey, look at him, he's just bullying all these people on our side, all of our Democrat friends. He said fuck them. He called Chuck Schumer Cuck Schumer. I actually didn't yet, but I'm saving that.
Can do is insult it. And I got to say, I responded to the governor. I said, well, gosh, it seems to me you can only say one of two things. You can either say, sure, we'd love to see 2 million illegal immigrants in Newport, Rhode Island, number one. Or number two, you could say, if that's a bad thing, gosh, maybe Joe Biden and Kamala Harris shouldn't be inflicting this massive surge.
He's ignoring the truth. He's ignoring that the Biden administration is in the process of being more closed borders when it comes to undocumented migrants. And like I said, the Remain in Mexico deal plan, or whatever it's called, is coming back. They're going to be sending them back to Mexico, even if they weren't originally from Mexico, and telling them to stay there. So Ted is just complaining to complain. And I cannot stand him. I do not like Ted Cruz on a boat. I do not like Ted Cruz on a train. I do not like him on Fox News. Please get Ted Cruz off my plane. That is my nursery rhyme for you, Ted Cruz. Anyways, we got other stuff going on, right? We got other shit in the world. So we're gonna do that now. Now, we're gonna look at Karens. Right? Yeah, that's what we got up next on the agenda. Okay, so feels like it's been a while since we've done a Keeping Up with the Karens, but it is time. Let's do it. Ready?
Supervisor! Yes, I just pulled that shit because you're bad at your job. I don't care. You're bad at your job. I'm taking pictures. Fuck this facility. Fuck Vegas. I like no man. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Then I will call the cops.
Why?
Because I cannot deal with this noise. Move the fucking truck somewhere else.
The neighbour send the email. The neighbour sent the email. He's doing the work today.
Yeah, he said that you'd be working. He didn't say that you'd be parking a piece of heavy machinery in front of my house.
Where can I park?
Fucking move!
Your dad said, okay.
Move! You do not move! I will call the police!
I got
Do you
permission.
understand?
I got permission from email.
This is my house! I live here! Move it up to his place!
Yeah, but it's blocking the pipe.
I don't give a shit! Move it!
How?
Jesus.
Look, we can't move it.
Look, I will call the cops!
Call him. Don't worry. I got email.
You're a fucking asshole! I can't believe you have allowed them to park a heavy piece of machinery in front of my house! Alright, fine.
Somebody needs some help. Jesus Christ.
Do what you like. the stocking part. Because that's exactly the reason, ma'am, we use the black bins for stocking. So the only right thing to do is to give the book back to the gentleman. Would you give something back if he's screaming at you that you stole it? I think it's the only right thing to do. But he never even apologized. If you can live with yourself and just take the book, I'm going to take the book, because he doesn't even apologize. All right, well, then I'm going to have to ask you to not shop here anymore.
Okay, well, I'll apologize. You can give the book back and you can never be in this store again.
I'm not coming back anyway.
What?
Which stores do you go to? Because I don't want to go there. Everywhere.
Oh my
Wherever you
God.
go, I don't want to go. I'll send them somewhere else.
You got a bunch of donations. Super important.
It was underneath this helmet.
How embarrassing.
Alongside these books.
Well, that's like going to the grocery store and taking a glass.
Yeah.
Tossing the eggs out of somebody's cart, you know?
It's pretty crappy.
It's just the principle of it now, so whatever.
I don't know.
It is the principle.
I don't think you have any principle. No.
I know you don't care.
No, I don't care.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't care.
It's obvious.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yep, you treat people this way, you get back right what you give.
So you stole from him and he's treating you badly.
I'm trying to understand what's going on. I think she stole from some dude and now she's making a scene about it.
You're gonna come screaming at me that I stole something. I'm gonna be this way right back to you, old man. Military? Yep. Well, I hope she gets old someday. If you had been nice, yeah, we would have given it to you. Perhaps even paid for it.
Maybe.
Super doubtful.
You threatened a guy with a gun.
What crime did I commit?
You threatened a guy with a gun. Do you have a gun on you?
What crime did I commit?
You have an ID on you.
Look at this snitch. What crime I commit?
Look, I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
You have an ID on you.
You have to grab me for that.
You have an ID on you.
You're not getting one because I ain't committed a crime.
All right.
What crime I committed?
Sir, I just explained to you. It's on body cam. It's on your camera.
Yeah,
You threatened a guy with a gun.
What's the crime I committed?
Don't identify yourself. You will be locked up.
All right, bring me to jail then. What you mean I ain't committing no crime?
I just asked
Think
you
I'm
for your
stupid? I ain't committing a crime. You're not getting anything from me. Law don't work like that. Fourth Amendment. Law don't work like that.
Fourth Amendment? What's the Fourth Amendment? Also, if he threatens somebody with a gun, that's kind of fucked up. Oh, the right of the people to be secure in the person's houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I guess he's right. Okay. I don't know who's in the wrong there. Because that's one of those situations where you don't see the context. And like the cop is like, you threatened somebody with a gun. So like, if that's true, then dude videotaping is in the wrong. If the cop is lying to get this guy in trouble, then that cop is just a piece of shit then. But I don't know what's going on because we didn't see what was happening beforehand. And that's a shame. That's a damn shame. Already the Karen of the week.
Gloria, could you please move out of the way?
Certainly. Yes, I've just come down to see about delivery.
That's wonderful, but there is no delivery, so if you could please move out of the way instead of being a nuisance. Instead of being a nuisance on purpose, which is exactly why you're standing here pretending. Just move along.
Are you calling me a nuisance on purpose?
Yes, you are a nuisance.
I didn't know you were coming.
Could you please move out of the way, Gloria? You are obstructing our way up the street. Please move out the way.
I'll just walk down.
Okay, I'm done speaking to you. Please move out the way.
How How did I know you were coming this moment?
Why are you still in the way is the question.
Yeah, literally just move, lady. What the fuck? Like, literally just move. What is the problem?
Please mind out, I don't want to hurt you. Please mind out. Please step back, I don't want to hurt you.
I really
Oh, he's trying to pull in there and she's just standing right in the way. Okay. Well, why do you have to do this, Gloria? What the fuck is the problem, Gloria? Gloria, why are you such a fuck? Wait, no, that's a different song. Gloria, you are a fucking bitch.
Gloria, when you called the police on me for being a harassment...
Sorry, I can't talk to you. I've been told not to talk to you without a witness.
Okay, well, I'm videoing, so it's absolutely fine. And I believe Beth's camera is operational up there, so...
Good.
Okay, just stop being a nuisance. Clear the way, please. I'm trying to drive my car up the street.
Anybody will know, if they've looked at your video, that I'm not being a nuisance. I've just come down this second.
You are an absolute nuisance on purpose. Anything you can do to cause mischief and get in our way, be annoying, and you'll do it like you're doing right now.
Just literally just move, Gloria. Move.
This video shows, so pop up. Why don't you just pop up back to your house, call the police again, explain to them what a violent, abusive horror I am to have next door. I feel very sorry for you, Gloria. Just clear off out the way, please, and stop being a nuisance. Just move. Move yourself and move your house. Go away. Leave me in peace to get up the street. Go on, please move along.
All I've done is this second walk down.
If you don't stop obstructing me in the street, I will call the police.
Good.
With evidence this time. Because you have none. You have no legitimate complaint against me, and now you're standing in the street in the way. Move out of the way, Gloria.
All I've done is walk down here.
See, that's what I was wondering if he was gonna do. Like, why wouldn't he just hold down his horn and get her? Is she not gonna move? Is she really not gonna move?
Alright, stop. Girl, stop, please.
Gloria, you gotta move.
Alright, stop.
Oh my god, she's still standing right in his way. Oh, that's insane. That is literally insanity. That was a shorter keeping up with the Karens than usual. But that's okay, right? Let's see what we got here. We got some relationship advice that needs to be given. So let's do it. Oh man, okay. Check this one out. Now that I moved across the country for husband's job, he is perfectly willing to lose said job because of vaccine mandate. Wow. We married last year. He got laid off and worked inconsistently. It was very hard on me because I felt like because of my income, he didn't seem too concerned about holding a steady job. He finally got a good job about 4 months ago. I moved across the country to a place I have zero connection to because of his career. Now his employer has announced if they don't get the vaccine by a certain date, they're gone. Husband seems perfectly fine with that. has zero intention of getting the vaccine. My job from the other state has let me work remote, but not sure for how long, and I just declined coverage for health insurance during open enrollment because our plan was to get on his insurance. Well, if he gets fired, we can't get on his insurance. I don't like his attitude. Personally, I have the vaccine and got it before it was mandated. He is a conspiracy theorist who has started coming up with all these theories about why the vaccine isn't really a vaccine and it's injecting something else, and he believes that the more people are dying from vaccines than from COVID. When I tell him that most people dying from COVID are unvaccinated, he dismisses that because he assumes I learned it from the media and is convinced that the opposite is true. I asked him if he's worried about his career and saving money and paying bills. His response was literally, "We won't need to worry about that if the world is going to end." He bought survival food. I wouldn't really care if people have these beliefs, but the problem is I care about paying the bills and having health insurance and living day to day. I don't live assuming the world is going to end. And we were talking about buying a house and maybe having a kid, but I'm having serious second thoughts about this. I'm seriously wondering if this marriage is going to work. Geez, how long were you with this person before you married them? So that's because it seems like they've been delusional for a long time. I'm not judging, but this is why people need to take their time to get to know somebody, not only before starting a relationship, but definitely before getting married. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, this is not good, because what he's doing by being selfish, not only is he being selfish by not getting the vaccine, because he could then, spread the virus to other people or leave you behind if he dies, his unvaccinated ass dies of COVID. That's selfish of him. It's also selfish because he doesn't care if he gets laid off, which means you won't have health insurance, and he does not care. And that is really fucked up. So you have every right to be wondering if this marriage is even going to work. Because is it? This seems like you're just putting yourself in a situation where you're going to be miserable and not have health insurance, not have the necessities in your life. And also, you're going to be living with somebody who's delusional, lives in a completely different world than you live in. And nobody wants that. Somebody says it sounds like you're lucky you don't have kids yet. This is a situation where divorce would be an appropriate response to his behavior. Yeah, and then someone else leave before he loses his mind. From the sounds of it, he may have already. Yeah, if QAnon shit, conspiracy theory QAnon shit, these people are the type of people that go and storm the Capitol. They believe in some shit that isn't real, but they believe in it way too passionately. So you got to get out of there. Absolutely get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out. That's what you have to do. You have to escape. It's dangerous to be with these QAnon nuts because, a lot of them murder their loved ones because they think they're lizard people because they have different beliefs than them. I don't want to see any more victims of that. I really don't. Alright, so anyways, it's been a good episode. I hope the audio sounds better than last time. I will make sure to, in the future, ensure that it is listenable. But thank you for coming. I really appreciate everybody listening. This has been the Short News Podcast. You can follow me at Alex Mador on Instagram, Alex_Mador on Twitter. I'll see you there, and I will see you Monday with a new episode of the show. Have a great weekend. I love you very much, and peace.
It's really that time of year, and your team might finally do it. Or if you're a Rams fan, you might just want to book the trip now. This year, Super Bowl 56 is in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, February 13th. You can scour resellers to buy an overpriced ticket closer to the day, or you can lock in the Super Bowl experience of a lifetime. Now with our friends at On Location. True 50-yard line seats, only available with On Location. An invite to celebrate on the field with the champs. On Location. Yes, you want to craft a perfect confetti angel like I did? Go to the game with On Location. And it's not just about gameplay. From dinner with NFL legend Marcus Allen to pre-game parties featuring acoustic sets for Wyclef, the official hospitality partner of the NFL is offering the most exclusive ticket packages available. Want to know how? Visit onlocationexp.com/SB56 or search Super Bowl On Location. That's right. Search Super Bowl On Location. Make the trip of a lifetime. It's your shot. Take it.